The mission of the Cuyahoga Soil and Water Conservation District is to implement programs and practices that protect and restore healthy soil and water resources. You can find more information on our website at cuyahogaswcd.org. Soil and water conservation districts were formed out of the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. There are 88 counties in the state of Ohio, and there are 88 soil and water conservation districts. And there should be one in every county of the United States. In Cleveland, our Cuyahoga River caught fire 13 times over about a 100-year period. But actually, something good did come out of it. In 1969, the Cuyahoga River burned for the last time. It was quite a small fire in comparison to some of the other ones, and it did put us in international fame because of an article in Time magazine in August of 1969. However, it was the impetus for the passage of the Clean Water Act. The Clean Water Act, passed in 1972, started permitting what's called point source pollution, meaning industries and factories that had a waste pipe that were allowed to dump right into the rivers and creeks and streams now had to do something else with that waste product. Now that was great and all, but over about a 10-year period, people out testing the waters realized that the waterways weren't cleaning up as much as they thought that they would. So they realized they now need to control what's called non-point source pollution, or stormwater. We sometimes refer to this as death by 1,000 cuts. It's a cumulative effect of all of the things that run off of the land when it rains or snow melts. There are a variety of stormwater pollutants that can be more harmful than any industry or factory pollution could ever be. Fertilizers and pesticides, oil and gas from leaking cars, car washing, road salt, pet waste, litter, the list goes on. It all adds up. All of this goes into our waterways completely untreated, again, when it rains or snow melts. Our rooftops, lawns, and driveways are directly connected to local creeks and streams and ultimately into Lake Erie. So whatever comes off of your property and makes its way down that storm drain is affecting the waterways, even if you're not close to them. One thing you can do to help out is to clean out that storm drain that's outside of your house. Sure, your community comes by occasionally and sweeps the streets, but they can't be out there all the time. So to help with flooding and help with debris going into our waterways, grab a broom and go outside and clean off your storm drain, but please do it safely. Another thing you can do is to install a rain barrel, or 2 or 3. Now, rain barrels are nothing new. They've been around for hundreds of years. We've just seen a resurgence in their popularity in the last few years in our society. Now, I mentioned the word watershed. A watershed is an area of land that drains a certain body of water. In the state of Ohio, we have 2 distinct watersheds. The top part drains out to Lake Erie, and the bottom part drains out to the Ohio River. You can find out what watershed you live in Cuyahoga County. All of the cities here in Cuyahoga County drain out to Lake Erie. You can help the health of Lake Erie and our local creeks and streams by doing things in your yard like picking up dog waste, not fertilizing, or getting your soil tested to find out what you actually need on your soil, if anything at all, making sure your car is properly maintained, picking up litter, and other practices like installing a rain barrel. Oh, we know you've got some questions about rain barrels. Don't worry, we've got the answers. Okay, so first question, will my rain barrel attract mosquitoes? The system that we use is a closed system, so it will not attract mosquitoes. There's nowhere for the mosquitoes to get in and breed. The systems that have an open top or a top that has mesh on top of it, those are the ones that you need to watch out for mosquitoes breeding inside of your barrel. Can I add a second or more barrels to the first one? You absolutely can. The more barrels you add, the more water you can harvest. What we suggest is that you drill a hole near the bottom of each of the barrels, get what's called a hose barb, and put it into the hole of each of the barrels, and get a short tube that will connect both of those barrels together. Make sure those barrels are elevated to the same height, and that way the barrels will fill up together and they'll drain together. Can I paint my barrel? You absolutely can, and we encourage you to do so. What we suggest is that you take some sandpaper and rough up your barrel and then clean it off and then use some paint that will adhere to plastic. That way that paint's going to stay on there a lot longer. Can I drink the water from my barrel? We do not suggest you drink the water from your barrel. It's not for humans or for pets. The water that is coming off of that is water that's been on your roof. And if you think about it, there are birds that are up on your roof doing their thing. and there may be some debris that has made its way down the downspout and into your barrel. So we do not suggest anybody drinks the water from the barrel. Can I put one on my house or garage? You want to check with your city or community and make sure that they don't have an ordinance against rain barrels, or they don't have an ordinance that tells you where you can put it on your house. Or if they do, you abide by their rules. What about the winter? Well, both the diverter systems that we use do have a winter deactivation plug or a flap that goes over where the diverter was, and then water always goes down the downspout, and then you take the barrel off and the hose off and you store those for the winter. Thanks for watching, everyone. For more information on rain barrels, visit our website at cuyahogaswcd.org. Click on Programs and then click on Rain Barrels. Happy rain harvesting!